everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope you are all doing well. So today we are at the purpose of introducing our second project in social linguistics, which is about implicature. But before starting, let's take a look at the table of contents. First of all, what do we mean by implicature? Implicature is an indirect or implicit speech act. It is the term that accounts for what a speaker can imply, suggest, or mean. It is something the speaker suggests or implies with an utterance, even though it is not literally expressed. It is inferred assumption which cannot be directly derived from over-linguistic form by completion or enrichment. There are two types of implicature. First one, conversational implicature, which is divided into three subtypes: generalized, scalar, and particular. We have the second type, which is conventional implicature. Let's start with the first type, conversational implicature. Conversational implicature is an indirect or implicit speech act. It is what it is meant by a speaker's utterance that is not a part of what is explicitly said. For example, Lydia, what is the weather going to be like today? Tinhina, you should bring your umbrella. Here, Tinhina says that Lydia should bring her umbrella, but further conveys that it is likely to rain. This is a standard case of the phenomenon under examination. The types of conversational implicature. Particularized implicature. Special knowledge is required in special context, in which speaker and hearer understand only. In another word, the particularized implicature is a conversational implicature that is derivable only in a specific context. In this type, we use the definite article the. For example, Lydia, do you like Tinhina? Wissam, she is the cream in my coffee. So here, Wissam must be speaking metaphorically, and there must be a reason for doing so. A simple yes was not enough. He is trying to tell her that ordinary words cannot express what she feels for her friend, so she is using a metaphor to indicate that her feelings are at another level. The second type, generalized implicature. It is conversational implicature that is inferable without reference to a specific context. This type is always triggered by using the article e or n. For example, Jugurta thinks that there is a meeting tonight, so Jugurta does not know for sure that there is a meeting tonight. Third type, scalar implicature. It is a greater detail of a particular sort of implicatures. Expressing quantity and terms are listed from the highest to the lowest value, such as most, some, and all. For example, I ate some of the cake. This sentence implies that I did not eat all the cake. The second type of implicatures is conventional implicatures. Conventional implicatures do not occur in conversation and are not dependent on special contexts for their interpretation. They are tied of conversational meaning of certain words such as but, even though, however. For example, Emilia is poor but happy. There is a kind of contrast that we can directly understand. Although Emilia is poor, but she's still happy. Let's move to the second part of our project, the concept of cooperation versus maxims. The concept of cooperation describes how people achieve effective communicational conditions in a conversational common social environment. Cooperation also means working together, the act of interacting between the two sides to accomplish and share a common goal. Grice suggests that we generally follow these principles by following four more specific maxims of cooperation, each of which has implications for how we interact with others. Maxims. A maxim is a rule that connects an action to the reasons for the action. A motivation, goal, context. In simple words, It is the connection between what is said and what is meant. Grice's maxims of conversation are meant to be primarily descriptive in nature and describe how people communicate in natural situations, but they can also be viewed as guiding principles which can be used intentionally and actively in order to make your communication more effective. What are the four types of maxims? First type, maxim of quantity, which means to be informative, is to say what you need to say, but not much more than what you need to say. In other words, is to make your contribution as informative as is required. Do not make your contribution more informative than is required. Simply, we should not say more or less. For example, do you know if Hania got an OK with her exams? Yes, I do. She did really well and got a very good mark. Here, speaker B could have ended his reply after yes, I do. However, he shared all the information he knew so as not to flout the maxim of quantity. Second maxim, the maxim of quality, which means to be truthful. Avoid saying anything that you believe to be false unless there is a compelling reason for such a statement. Include no information that you cannot back up with evidence. For example, the capital of Algeria is Algiers. Here the speaker believes that they are telling the truth to the best of their knowledge. The third maxim, maxim of relation, which means to be relevant. You should only say things that are pertinent of the discussion. For example, can I borrow 2,000 dinars? B. My wallet is in the bedroom. Due to the maxim of relevance, we can infer that there is a link between borrow 2,000 dinars and that the wallet is in the bedroom, which means that I can borrow you 2,000 dinars. The fourth and the last maxim, which is the maxim of mana. The maxim of mana is the principle that we should strive to be concise and current when writing or speaking in a public forum. Avoid obscurity of expressions and ambiguity. For example, I'm writing an essay on metonymy. It is a type of figure of speech. Here the speaker knew that it was possible that the listener would not know the term metonymy and decided to give a quick and a brief explanation. Grice distinguished 5 types by which the speaker fails to observe a maxim: flouting, violating, infringing, opting out, and suspending. The speaker bluntly fails to observe a maxim in which he has intention of deceiving or misleading. Flouting, which is the major violation. It happens when a speaker fails in observing the maxim but expecting the hearer to recognize the applied meaning. For example, have you finished your report? Yes, it is on your desk. Violating. Violation of the maxim happens in order to deceive the hearer with lettering. The hearer only knows the surface meaning of an utterance. For example, Mom asks her son, who has been playing all the day long? Mom, did you study all the day long? Son, yes, I have been studying till now. Opting out of the maxim. A speaker opts out of observing a maxim whenever she or he indicates an willingness to cooperate in the way the maxim requires. For example, has the defendant ever told you she hated her father and wanted him dead? Such information is confidential and it would be unethical to share it with you. Infringing. Infringing refers to those situations where a speaker fails to observe a maxim with no intention to deceive or generate an implicature. Infringements can occur when a speaker is tired, drunk, or cognitively impaired in some other ways. For example, clear the court. I'm adjourning the matter for an hour. Clear the court. Clear the court. Clear the court. Suspending a maxim, which is the last one. The speaker does not cooperate, the hearer does not expect him to. Sometimes there is no need to opt out of maxim because the context makes it unstateable that the speaker would not conform to the maxim. It occurs when the participants have no expectations that the maxim will be observed. So thanks a lot for your attention. Hope you are gotten all the ideas that we want to be got.